Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Talent Show, spotlighting the people bringing humanity to business. Today, we're talking about a topic near and dear to my heart. It's Women's History Month, National Women's Day. So today, we're having a conversation that's equally parts inspiring and actionable. Today, you're going to walk away with a sense of how giving your time, sharing your network, and your voice with others helps not only you, but it helps the other people around you and helps to move careers forward. This is the spirit behind Give to Gain, this year's International Women's Day theme. So first, before we get started, we'd love to hear from you. Please join us in the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from today. We love to hear from people all around the world. So thank you so much for carving out some time joining us live here today. And if you're watching us afterwards, we appreciate your time as well. So please be active in the chat. This one's for you. Thank you so much. So while people are busy dropping in the chat where they're joining us from today, I just want to share with you a little more about what we'll be unpacking, the ways that everything that we're talking about today, you can put into action, how mentorship builds careers, connection builds opportunity, recognition builds morale and gratitude. So whether you're coming here to be a better mentor, find your community, or feel more empowered, this is your space and this is the right place for you. We've got a couple of amazing guests joining us today. I'm so excited to introduce you to Kelsey. She's a director of client success and she's based in the United States. And Riz is joining us as a director of workforce management. And we're really glad that she's here and able to join us from the Philippines today. So ladies, let's meet you. All right, Kelsey, Riz, how are you?
Good, Rebecca. It's
Good.
nice
How
to
are
be
you?
here.
Hey there. Thank you so much, ladies. I know you have action-packed schedules, back-to-back meetings, and we're so glad that you could carve some time to join us here today and help us celebrate Women in Leadership's 10 years, Women's Month, International Women's Day, all the things, and help us to understand how your career journeys have been shaped and evolved over the years. So let's start with, Kelsey and Riz would love to hear more about your career journeys, where you came from, and how that led you to your path with us here today. Kelsey, let's start with you.
Yeah, I've been on quite the journey. I actually started as a frontline associate. It'll be 16 years next month. And I have had just the privilege to help from a delivery standpoint, training, process improvement, primarily within the BFSI network. But recently I've transitioned into client success, and now I help to really be an extension of not only our client partners, but of our business as well, of our company. And so I help be an advocate and act as an advocate to represent different ideals and communications and create kind of a synergy between the two. So yeah, I started just kind of stepping into taking phone calls to now I help to shape what those phone calls look like and sound like.
That's awesome. 16 years. I can't wait to congratulate for you. That when is that? Early April?
April, yeah.
Awesome. That's great. And Riz, how about you? Share your journey with us here.
Okay, it's my pleasure, Rebecca. So hi everyone. I'm Riza. I'm from the Philippines, right? So I started my journey at TTEC as a technical support representative. Fairly the same as what Kelsey mentioned earlier that she also started the same, right? So after about 8 months in TTEC, when I joined last December 2006, I was given the opportunity actually to go into a real time analyst role. That's the entry level for our workforce management department, right? And when I get into like my, I think that's where it started my career path in workforce management. At first, I was simply just wanted to go away from taking calls, but then when I started to get into the role, that's where I really um, have my passion, like, know my passion that I like working in workforce management. And I believe, like, 19 years or 18 years already in workforce management. I That's really, like, paved my way to work with, like, great leaders, with great colleagues that shape where I am right now and get into my leadership role right now.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think we could do a whole show on workforce management alone and the impact that it has to our business. For people outside of our space, they might not, realize what workforce management is. So, Riz, we might be having you back or one of your team members to share more with us about workforce
Yeah,
management.
I get a lot of questions like that. That's what's workforce management, right? And we dive into, like, forecasting, scheduling in real time to get more curious about it.
I love it. I love it. Yes, we'll have you back, Kelsey. Thanks for the connection to Riz, so we could do that too. So that's great, and thank you so much to Riz. I know you started your career with TTEC, and then you left, and now you're back. Could you tell us a little bit about that part of your journey too?
Yeah, I actually, like, started December 2006, and then I just 8 months again as technical support representative. I already, like, joined the workforce management, and then I left like December 2009. That's just, like, 3 years, and pursue my career in workforce management from the other companies. All right, but I also, like, was able to have a, like, short stint working overseas. I work in Jamaica as well, same role in workforce management. And then what 16 years later, I went back to where it all began. Like, I really consider TTEC as to where everything, like, started. It's where, like, my workforce management started, and my foundation is really from TTEC. So yeah, that's it. Like, 16 years I'm here, and it's, like, nice to still see people that I worked with, like, 16 years ago, that are still here in the company. So yeah.
And Marshall Lee is in the chat too, made a comment, one of the best workforce management teams out there too. So thanks, Marshall. Appreciate you dropping by here today. And yes, okay, great. So thanks for sharing a little bit about your journeys. We are in Women's History Month, so would love to learn a little bit more about what this month, International Women's Day, the celebration of women in leadership here at TTEC 10 years. What does it personally mean to you? And Kelsey, we'll start with you.
I love this question because I think back to my journey, as I mentioned earlier, starting out as a frontline representative and seeing and hearing from such inspiring women leaders that made me think, goodness, I want to be that person one day. I want to sit in that office or sit behind that desk. And it wasn't necessarily about a title. It was more about feeling confident in what I do every day and then being that inspiration for the next generation to follow. So being able to have even just a month of celebration for Women's History Month, for International Women's Day, but to look back and realize that Will is celebrating 10 years and I got to be a part of that journey. It's exciting to know that it has sculpted not only my journey, but has continued to sculpt others as well.
I totally agree. When I first started here at TTEC, I was kind of jumped into women in leadership support right from the get-go and was so grateful to be a part of that community of leaders. Like you said, they were shaping it and they didn't even maybe realize the impact that they'd have all these years later, at least on my career. So I definitely agree with what you said. It's really amazing to be a part of a community of women and allies that support us. So, Riz, over to you. What do you think? What does International Women's Day, Women's Month mean to you?
Okay, so for me, really, like, the Women's History Month is really about recognizing the impact and resilience of, like, women in the leadership, right? So similar to what Kelsey, like, mentioned earlier, like, personally for me, it's also, like, about paying it forward, like, supporting and uplifting other women, and just, like, what others have, like, done for me. Before I get the chance to work with a lot of, like, women in leadership, and that exposed me to good and partnerships and meaningful connections along the way with them. And also, I also started to aim higher. I remember when I was just starting my career in workforce management and started to communicating with leadership. I also told myself like someday I want to be one of them. And 19 years into my career, I was really glad that all those meaningful connections and relationship that I built with the women's and leadership, right, inspired me to work and strive more, right, and persevere to get the role that I have right now.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm so sorry if my internet is lagging, everyone. Just ignore that if that's happening to everybody else. I did also want to ask, like, how have you seen this concept of give to gain in action? Kelsey, maybe in your world, where have you seen it and it's inspired you to keep moving?
Yeah, I have absolutely loved our TTEC Foundation from its inception. It was one of the first things that drew my attention, and it's because I think it's so easy to give a compliment, to give recognition, but this gave everybody the opportunity to individually contribute within the community to organizations that they're passionate about. And so I think just being able to highlight that this month and partner with some of our TTEC Foundation advocates, and then also leveraging some of our platforms for recognition and just seeing it all come together has been probably the most inspiring and seeing it in action piece of it through the month so far. And I think it's just incredible because, as I mentioned with the TTEC Foundation, that gives folks an individual ability to contribute. But then we've really put challenges out there to, put in a foundation request, put in requests for different foundations to be considered through the recognition platform. And it's been so amazing to see all of the different traffic that has started to come in and, transpire as we've had different sessions. So I think that would be the big one for me.
Yeah, near and dear to my heart is the TTEC Foundation. I remember when I did a grant, it was a really amazing opportunity to pay it forward in my community. And so I love that Women in Leadership really spotlighted that ability to submit grants this month and showing really in action that give to gain, right? And then also, I just have to brag about your challenges that Women in Leadership came up with. It's so great in our recognition platform, Reach for Amazing. It's still going, right? So people can still go in and check out the Women in Leadership Challenge this month where you can recognize people as well. So we're really excited about that. So as we're kind of talking to, we're midway through the month, Kelsey, what are some things that have been happening and we can look forward to as we go through the rest of the month?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of really incredible events up to this point, and we've had some fantastic hosts that have come in and really helped to elevate and strengthen the Will Network from financial stability to just helping with mental health, all the way through to education around mentorship and networking. We've definitely had some fun challenges out there with the TTEC Foundation, and we had just a session around educating and sharing knowledge on what the TTEC Foundation is, how to sponsor, how to submit. And I think the kind of key pieces throughout the remainder of the month is challenging folks to go back if you missed those. Similar to these sessions, it's the gift that keeps on giving. And so they can go back and watch the recordings. They can share them with their teams and colleagues. But I think the biggest thing that we've asked and would share as a item to look forward to as we close out the month is looking for folks to nominate and to spotlight, to recognize them, really leveraging the recognition platform and just taking a moment to celebrate a colleague or a leader or Maybe it's somebody that reports directly up to them, but just helping to give a little bit of recognition. You would be amazed at how much that's going to give that person back into their day or their week or their month. So we've had the sessions that have concluded. However, now we're just kind of celebrating. It's just a party throughout the rest of the month, and seeing, what spotlights come in.
That's fantastic. And I know we were talking about this a little earlier in our meet and greet, is in a world that can be seemingly more connected yet disconnected than ever, these moments of gratitude and appreciation can connect us in ways that we don't maybe even quite recognize in that moment. So you all creating that opportunity in that space is whether it's doing the recognition or joining those sessions that you have throughout the year, or just reaching out to somebody and saying, hey, can you help me? So as we get near to the end of our time here together, we always love to leave with your advice to pay it forward for the audience here. As we mentioned in the beginning, we want people to walk away with actionable things that they can put into place in their daily lives right away. So Riz, let's start with you. If we have some people here that are early in their career, they're still trying to find their leadership voice, what is some of your advice for how they can take what's shaped you and move it into their career as well?
Well, for me, it's just very simple, right? Take the initiative, stay curious, and be open to learning from both successes and failures that you're gonna experience as you go into your career, right? And then keep yourself inspired. That's for me. It's really the passion. It fuels my passion to learn and strive more and to get into what my goal is, right? And then seek out mentors as well. It's really more of getting success is also getting good mentors and learning from those mentors, right? And then and surround yourself with inspiring people that will gonna inspire you as well. And then most importantly, you have to just believe in yourself. I think that's really it. You don't have to know, don't have to be afraid to show your speak your ideas, and then go out of your comfort zone. Start on just take that first step. Don't be afraid and keep being inspired. That's it, because that will gonna fuel your passion to what you want to be, right? You just have to be inspired all the time and love your work.
She makes it sound so simple, doesn't she, Kelsey?
Yeah, 18 years, right? You can't be in 19 years in the same industry if you don't love your work and you don't have passion for it. So
Yeah.
it's really it. Sounds cliche, but they say passion fuels it, right?
I love it. It sounds like you're very intentional about who you surround yourself with, who you seek
Yes.
out, how you practice positivity in your day-to-day life. And it's shining through on today's episode with you. So thank you so much for sharing that. So over to you, Kelsey. What's some of your advice for those early leaders or people who are looking to find their leadership voice?
Yeah, I would definitely say I think we all come across an individual that inspires us. And Rebecca, you used a key word, and that is be intentional with your time and with your investment. So when you see somebody, it doesn't have to be a executive leader or somebody in a specific department or area, but seek out their guidance. Take some time and learn from them. It could be a small task or a large task, but take the time to learn from those leaders that you're sitting on a call and you realize, like, goodness, wow, their messaging is always so effective. Or I feel like every time I hear them talk, I want to smile right with them. Sometimes in those platforms, it's not always suitable to have those conversations. So be intentional, reach out to them one-on-one. And maybe it's a mini mentorship. It's not a full-on mentorship, but ask them questions about their journey, how they got there, what led them to where their journey is, and maybe have some questions that are geared around what your goals and aspirations are to help you shape your journey down the road in your career path. So I think that would be really the advice that I would offer is be the person to give knowledge when asked, but also be the person to gain knowledge whenever you're sometimes not even seeking it out.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love it. And I was sharing with you all that when my journey started here at TTEC, there was a leader in women in leadership. And I reached out to her because she was talking about her project management skills and how she organized her days. And I was like, raise my hand. I'm like, I need some help. And I was a little intimidated to ask her for help, to admit that I needed help, and to ask her for that help because I knew she was so busy. She welcomed my invite with open arms, and that really helped to shape my first 6 months here at TTEC and where I've come today. So the Women in Leadership has been foundational, and like you, both of you ladies have said, really reaching out and connecting with amazing people, allies, whoever it may be, to support you in your career journey. And it takes you to be the one to do that in so many ways. So we really appreciate the advice that you're leaving us all with. I know I led with you're early in your career, but I think it applies to anybody in their career here today. So thank you, ladies, both so much. Congratulations to Women in Leadership. And let's just keep recognizing and paying it forward for people throughout our communities. Have a great day, Kelsey and Riz. We'll see you hopefully on a future talent show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. If you liked what you heard today, we have some amazing opportunities for you in various parts of the world. You can always head to ttechjobs.com, poke around, check out our blog section, learn about who we are, what we do, where we're located, and see what jobs may be available near you. If you happen to be in Cairo, Egypt, we are looking for a senior customer service representative, English speaking night shift, supporting a very cool client, Volkswagen. The details are in the chat. Come check it out. Share with your network if they're located in Egypt and looking for an opportunity to look for a great place to work certified company in Egypt, a place that really helps to cultivate belonging across so many amazing people. We're really excited about our Egypt team and hope that you could join them too. We're also looking, as we come back over to the United States, a licensed property and casualty insurance sales agent. This is also an amazing opportunity to help people day to day and to bring your empathy and compassion to helping people with their insurance needs. That is located here in, well, I'm in Tempe, or I'm in Arizona, so it's located in Tempe, Arizona, and a really phenomenal award-winning team there as well. Thank you all so much for joining us as we hopefully learn today. Growth happens when we show up here, and that's what you do today. So to gain is a practice, and as we talked about, it's intentional. So go recognize somebody who has inspired you, make a connection, and keep uplifting people as you move up the ladder. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you back in 2 weeks for the next talent show. Thanks again to our producers, who are also amazing women, Dora and Mo. Have a great time, everyone. Thanks again.